Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to day 39 of our retreat. Can we see the challenge of illness as a blessing in disguise? I invite you today to take a liberating look at disease, that we may not become a victim, but rather we may cooperate with the higher self and nature in an evolution of consciousness. Can disease or illness be an agent of transformation? Can it also be the life purpose that we came to experience a certain illness, that we may learn from it and that we may make a shift? And that the experience of the illness itself is a blessing in disguise. It is the whole idea of seeing adversity as a blessing. On the soul's journey of consciousness evolution. This invites us to see it from another point of view, and also to take responsibility in the co-creative process of shifting the consciousness. And by that I mean working with nature, with the higher self inside, to experience a shift in the consciousness. And you can well imagine that some of us have to undergo the experience of terminal illness. We know that the body is going to come to an end. Do we become a victim? Or do we see that this can be an agent of transformation? That this can be a blessing in disguise. And in some cases, we need to live with an illness for the rest of our lives. Can we see the blessing that may exist there? So this is an invitation to take another look at disease. Not as an impediment, blocking our way, but as an agent of transformation. That the soul, in coming in this lifetime, decided that it wanted to have that experience, and so invited the experience. And the experience itself is part of its life's purpose. An interesting point of view, isn't it? But for me, a very liberating point of view. I've been saying to you that there is divine order in the universe, that everything happens for a reason. And the law of karma tells us this as well, that every effect has a cause, that we just don't end up with illness unless there is a reason behind it. Does it expose a weakness within us? Does it expose a block within us? whether it's a mental belief, whether it's an emotional block. Does sickness reveal something within us that is holding back our evolution of consciousness? If you look carefully, you may see that. You may see how your negative emotions may turn out to express itself in an illness. And whilst you're dealing with the symptoms, you may not deal with the cause. And the repeated occurrence of this illness invites you to look at the cause, which may be much more subtle than you thought. And there, disease can become a blessing for the wise seeker and can be an agent of transformation. But remember, I said here, wise seeker, because the ignorant becomes a victim immediately, cursing life. But the wise will begin to ask the question, why did this disease appear? What is it saying to me? What is the experience that I'm going to get from this? What is the learning outcome of this? And that itself can be an amazing exploration that can transform your entire consciousness and help you to deal with the situation in a much better way, in a much more enlightened way. Can a disease help us to appreciate our bodies a little more and the gift that it is? Can a disease help us to come into a place of greater emotional freedom by learning to forgive and to rise above anger? Can a disease drive us to move beyond the belief system and to come into a space where we can actually believe and realize that there is a part of us without disease? Can it drive us to see that immortal part of us, or to get into a closer connection with the higher self, with the God within? So these are sober facts that a soul interested in transformation should engage in. The transformative element in a disease, and the transformative process that you can engage in looking at disease and in the experience of a disease. It goes without saying that there must be a place within us where we can experience this consciousness of seeing disease in another way. There must be a place within us. In the process of soul evolution, there must be a place within us where we can see disease in a better way. If we believe that there is more within us than just a physical body. So only the wise will be able to make the shift to see the blessing in disguise. Only the wise. So the challenge to understand your soul more, the challenge to go deeper within your being, and the challenge to use this as a transformative element in your spiritual growth is before you. So when we are challenged by an illness that is repeating itself, we need to look deeper.